Hi there, I'm Anushka, mum to my almost 15-month-old son, and today I will be discussing this book called Snake. It is a grow with me book, which it kind of goes over different types of snakes. You can focus on different aspects of the book as your child grows older and delve into it in more detail. It has some amazing illustrations of snakes shedding their skin, snakes with eggs. My son loves to say the word egg, so it's really exciting for him to see these illustrations of these photographs of snakes with eggs in the book, and then snakes actually hatching from the egg. I have also learned a lot from this book, like for example that some snakes don't lay eggs and give birth to live babies which are covered in a membrane similar to humans, instead of eggs. So that's pretty cool. I think it's the a type of boa constrictor. So yeah, this here's the photo here of a boa constrictor gives birth to an average of 25 live young. There is giving birth there. It's pretty amazing to see these photos of different snakes in the book and understand the life cycle of the snake. Like for example, they're born, and then at the age of about 3 to 6 is when they would have their childbearing years and give birth to more babies and procreate. And mother snakes lay between 3 to 16 eggs. So that's pretty amazing when you think of, it compared to like a human timeline and how long it takes us to mature to, reproducing and things like that. Here we have this mother snake. Can carry between 5 to 50 eggs in her body at a point in time, at any time. We also have predators for snakes here. We have a heron eating a snake, and then we have illustrations of snakes eating other things. I think there's one that I saw in here of a snake eating a frog. Like, look at that image. Isn't that amazing? I recently took my son to a garden, and he saw a lizard eating a butterfly. So the life and death and the cycle of life is very much, the food chain is a part of life, and I think it's important for kids to understand this, and it's just part of their world that they live in. They explore in the garden, they see squirrels eating nuts, they see lizards catching flies, they see frogs, they see herons. We live in Florida, so he has seen herons, and I've seen one catching a eel and eating it, which I don't think he's seen yet. But I don't think it's too early to introduce these concepts that part of the circle of life is that animals eat other animals and bugs, and that some snakes can be dangerous and venomous, and others are quite safe and good to have around. We recently also went to a reptile discovery center where he got to hold some snakes. So he's been very excited about snakes recently. We've been making snakes with Play-Doh and snake eggs, and making the snakes hatch their eggs. And I think it's useful for him to understand, living in Florida, the differences between different types of snakes and how to recognize them. There's an amazing picture here of a prairie rattlesnake, one that I don't think he will see, but this is a cool green tree python, which is yellow. I used to think they were called banana snakes, but maybe that's something else. And then these garter snakes, yeah. So we have had snakes on our property as well, so I think it's really important for him to be able to recognize, your average common black racer, or like a red rat snake from, a cottonmouth or something like that, God forbid. This is a Taiwan beauty rat snake. Yeah, look at these beautiful eggs here. And like the eggs are shaped so differently, obviously, from like hen eggs that we see all the time. And I hope that, looking at these illustrations and photographs in the book, he can maybe tell the difference between different types of eggs as he grows up. Here's a beautiful green one. So really cool book that has a lot of pictures of snakes and different types of snakes that help children identify it. You could probably do more of your own research. Like I found out recently, one way to identify a cottonmouth is looking at the top of its head, and it will have like a flower, like a floral rose 4-leaf kind of pattern on its head that kind of stands out from the rest of his head. And so that's one way, or like the hooded eyes. And when we look at these illustrations with the kids, like the words are quite simple in this book, but if you want to add a bit more detail and do your own research, that could be a way to go as you try and help them identify the more poisonous, like venomous snakes in their area. I think it's also useful for them to understand that, some of the birds that they see, like how when we have rats and stuff around in our properties, the snakes help catch the rats, but then there's the herons that eat the snakes, and then, what eats the heron, and thinking about this food chain and how, you know, the plants and vegetation and environment support animals and supports this whole food chain of life around us. So these are some bigger concepts that you can introduce if you'd like, but I just wanted to discuss this very cool book called Snake. Um, and it has a series of books. There's apples, bees, butterfly, eagle, frog, ladybug, snake, spider, sunflower, tomato. So it has a lot of different books in the series that go through the life cycle and food chain and different types of species in this in each of these areas. So this one is by Valerie Bodden. Let me know how you like it and how your little one likes it, and if there's anything else that you would like to suggest that we read in our non-fiction exploration of animals and birds. Thank you.